delivery download, you will click on this Google Sheet Planner. It will look different than mine, and it will take you to a screen where it will ask you if you'd like to copy document. Now, don't get freaked out about this app script functionality. Those app scripts are in there in order to run the formulas that I have, so they're totally safe. So you can go ahead and make a copy. This will take a second or two to build the copy out. So we'll just give it a minute here. And then you will be at the beginning of the document, which is our dashboard. So this money allocation will demonstrate how much money has been placed into each category. Right now, I've only got art as a category of spending. You will see behind here is the grid for this. So if you ever change any of the categories, you just need to make sure that you change the names here as well so that it will transfer over to here, because you may not want to use the categories that I have given. There really isn't anything that you're going to be doing on this first screen. It's kind of just a quick overview of the amount of money that you are spending on each category. So we're going to move on into order history. This is where you are going to keep track of any orders that you place for materials. So let's say that we are getting an iTunes subscription, and I'm just getting one of those, and the order date is going to be 09/10. And that is going to go under tech. Now, if I choose tech and decide that's not what I want, or I want to take it off, you just have to click it again and it will go to a blank drop down. You can also choose more than one category. That's going to mess up your formula though, because most spending is only in one category. Then you are going to put how much it costs. I don't know, let's say it's $27.99 because it's going to be per month. And then when I hit over here, it will automatically total the total spent based on how many I have put in the quantity category. So you don't have to get your calculators out and do the calculations. It will throw it in there. Now, this is not going to reflect taxes because everybody has different taxes where they reside. So this is just going to be a raw score or a raw total based on unit cost times the quantity. Supplier, you can choose to use this if you want or not. If you're not too concerned about it, obviously my supplier here will be Apple. I actually use this more in the future. Like if I go back and want to know where I bought those markers that I really love, I can go back in and see where I bought them from. So there's a few reasons why you would want to fill that out. Then the order status, again, some people choose to use this, some don't. I always put that I've ordered it, and then when they arrive, I just click it off as complete, because sometimes deliveries are late and I think things have arrived and they haven't. And so this is just a good way for me to keep track on whether or not my orders have made it or if they've gotten lost in the office somewhere. So that's basically it for order history. The one thing that I will just sort of caution you on is you don't want to just select everything and delete. If you want to clear something, you kind of just need to go in, select the cell and hit delete, and then I can kind of go across and delete. I didn't want to do that with the total spent, so now I'm just going to go back up here and drag this down so that the formula copies over again. So if you ever do that, the formulas are always in row 2, so if you ever get stuck, you can always just pull that down. Okay, going into our inventory. Now this is my favorite part of this sheet, is that anything that I put into my order history is going to automatically show up into my inventory. Now the one downside is that it will not delete it if you've deleted it from your order history. So I deleted that iTunes from order history, but it's still showing up here in my inventory. So just something to keep track of. You will want to just delete that if you have taken it out of the other place. Same with the crayons. You'll notice that there's a little error here because it's no longer in the order history. You are able to manually insert items into this sheet, or you can just use it from your inventory from the order history. However, when you're first starting to use this, you might want to do an inventory just completely on your own. You may also want to take this inventory sheet and copy it over to another Google sheet and use it as an inventory for books or an inventory for manipulatives or anything that you might have that you loan out. You can always adjust these categories to suit your needs. Again, just a category list, quantity, and then when you ordered it last and whether you need to restock or not. Okay, again, you may choose to use some of that, you may choose not to. So again, order history and inventory work together. Then we get into our budget sheet. This is the one that I use the most, just as a quick reference. So this sheet will also pull from your order history. So it will reflect any of the amount that I have spent in September, October, November, December, and so on. So you don't have to go in and do anything on this sheet other than just kind of come in and go, okay, I've only spent $65 so far in September. And this is how much money I have remaining. Now, you may get a chunk of money. Let's say your principal says you have $900 for the year. And so you may choose to divide that between here. What I do is when I get my budget, I enter it in September. And then when October rolls around, I just see what my remaining budget is. And I just simply type that in so that I'm just giving myself a running tally. I tried to do the formula to make that work here, and it just became too convoluted and it would ran into too many problems. So I find it's just easier to track that down. Now, some people will take their chunk and divide it between the months and then put that into their budgets along here. That's completely up to you how you want to do that. The only thing that you must do when you get the sheet is put in, obviously, your beginning budget so that you can track it. Now, let's go back to this order history and I'll show you. Let's say we're getting some markers. It helps if I spell it right, and we're going to get 15 of them, but we're going to order those in October. So October 1st, again, let's put that under art, and we'll say they're $1 each. And so then that gives us a cost, a total spent. So now when we go back to our budget tracker, we will see that in October, we now have some money that we have spent. The part that I really like about this too is that it breaks it down of how much I've spent per month and then gives me what I have remaining. So then it will give you the used as the percentage of what you have for the month. Okay, so the budgets are really cool. Budget Tracker is a great place to go in, and it's attached to that order history, which is phenomenal. And then if you want to know what categories you're spending the most in, that's when you come over to here. So there are some instructions at the end of the sheet, and I've given you my email address here. It's not hyperlinking, so just copy and paste it through, and I can answer any questions or fix things if needed. But I think you're gonna really enjoy the sheet, and it's fairly straightforward once you get going. So thank you again, and yeah, happy budgeting.